May was a pretty good month for me in terms of dividends. Let's go over every single one that I received, how I'm tracking against my progress, and how we're looking in terms of going forward. So the first one that I got, starting with the smallest, was Apple. So Apple's a small position for me. This is in my trading 2 and 2 portfolio. I've got £120,000 in here. We'll go over all the details. So in Apple, I've got £1,868. I'm currently 30% up. The price for Apple at the moment is $201. My average price in is $148. I got a dividend in May of £2.08. So not breaking the bank by any means, but that's because the yield on Apple is really low. So 0.5% in terms of yield, and that pays quarterly. So it pays 4 times a year. I did halve my position into Apple recently. So if you click those 3 dots in the top right hand corner, you can select history, and it shows you all the transactions you've done in that specific stock. So I've got, there we can see £2.08 in terms of a dividend, and then that was reinvested back into the business. So going back a little bit, where are we there? £1,601 I sold out, so I halved the position. That was 9.18 shares. And the reason I did that basically is because I wanted to take some gains. So when we click on the sold, we can see that our average price I sold was $229. It's at $201 now. So obviously I banked a gain higher than it is currently. And that resulted in a profit of £557. So I get the dividend, which is small, no question about that, but I've also got the gains in there as well. The second reason why I halved it is because I've already got pretty good exposure to Apple within my S&P 500. So my S&P 500 that I have is VUSA. So going back to the portfolio, it's right at the top. I've got £32,590 in there. So I don't want to overcomplicate things too much. So I do still see growth within Apple, and I do think it will grow. I do think it will grow faster than the S&P 500. Not financial advice, just my opinion, which is why I want to hold a specific allocation into that. The second dividend that I received then was realty income. So clicking on that, we can see I'm 14% down. The average price, the current price is $55, and my average price is $61. So that represents that drop. Again, having a look at the history, clicking the top 3 dots in the top right hand corner, we can see that pretty consistently I get that dividend and then I buy the exact amount of the dividend that I received. So dividend received, purchase made, dividend received, purchase made, all the way back to, I have to go back to May, where I bought £60 worth, and that price came in at $54. It's currently at $55. Now, realty income is not a high performing stock. The yield is pretty good. It's 5.87, I believe, when I checked, 5.75. But the performance has been bad. And over the year, it's up 0.49%. And when we look at the max, it is all over the shop. So Realty Income is a real estate investment trust. What they basically do is they buy properties in the US and they rent them out. And the rent that they receive, they have to give 90% of that away as a dividend in order to qualify as a REIT. So even though it's underperformed, I'm still happy to hold it for a couple of reasons. First of all, it gives me exposure into REITs, real estate, which I don't necessarily have elsewhere. And whilst it has underperformed, it also does give me a dividend every month. So 13 odd pound, depending upon FX. And that just really motivates me. So I don't mind necessarily being down in this because it gives me diversification and it gives me motivation. So it's okay sometimes to have underperforming positions, in my view anyway, in my portfolio. So one of the great things that we have as well is stock events. It's a completely free app, not affiliated in any way. But when we look then at realty income on this, it gives us a true reflection of where we're actually at. So whilst I said that the dividend yield is 5.75%, because I'm down by 14%, my true dividend yield on cost is what it's known as, is 5.01%. Because the stock has gone down, right? This is what we were talking about the other day in terms of the dividend yield trap. It's always a good idea to make sure you do your research on businesses if they're paying a high dividend. Anything over 7-8% is dangerous territory, and there could be potential drops in that stock. So make sure you're comfortable with that. The third dividend I got this month was from Lloyds Bank. So Lloyds has been absolutely spectacular for me. I'm up 65%, a whole £2,799 in here. Over the last month alone, it's up 10%. Year on year, it's up 40%. So I obviously bought it before that. When we look at the max view, I bought it in a pretty good time. That means that my average price that I paid for this stock was 47 pence, and it's currently trading at 78 pence. So that's a really good gain, as well as a dividend that we've received. So for some reason on Trading 2 and 2, they don't have the dividend yield accurate. It says 0.04%, when in reality it's 4.02%. So someone's got a decimal place in the wrong area, that's for sure. So again, when we look on stock events, that actually means that my yield on cost is 6.89%, which is really good. It's a really good dividend paying business for me. It pays biannually because a lot of UK businesses do that. And at current rates, I'm going to get just short of 7% back in terms of a dividend. And I've also seen 65% growth. So it's important to not just chase dividends that are just going to pay on a regular basis. We do want to see growth in there as well. And the last and the biggest dividend that I received in May was from Aviva. So Aviva has done really well for me as well. So 33% up for me. It's up nearly 13% over the course of the last month. I hold just short of £2,500 in here. My average price is £4.50 and it's currently trading at £6.06. Yield on this, current yield on this business is 5.88%. But again, when we look at stock events, let's get a truer picture. My actual yield on cost is 8.71%. So again, I've seen great gains, and I didn't just buy this in Trading 2 and 2. Actually, I held it in Hargreaves Lansdowne a number of years ago. It went up by about 20-30% then. It's gone up by about 30% now. So I'm about 60% up in this. And I've got a great yield on cost, which is probably even higher than that. It'll be at 9-odd%, which I will get from this business as long as it keeps performing as it does. Every single one of these dividends has been reinvested straight back into that business. I don't hold my positions in pies because I like to manually do it. I just like the admin. And I also don't like the way if you have a pie with a number of different dividend businesses in it, they will reinvest whatever dividend you receive across all of those businesses. Now, you can do individual pies for individual businesses, but it's a bit of a pain in the hoop. So I keep them out of pies, and I'm really happy with the performance of that. So over the course of May, then, my dividends paid me £184.54. Now, what I like to do as well is work out what this is in terms of an hourly salary. So if I was doing 37.5 hours a week, and this was my only job, that's 162.5 hours in a month. I got an hourly salary from my dividend portfolio in this month of £1.14. Now, clearly that's not enough to retire on the moment, but it's going in the right direction. When we look at the chart here where I track all of my dividends, you can see that it is doing exactly that. It's going upwards and upwards. As I reinvest each of those dividends, it is starting to snowball. Now, this doesn't happen quickly. It's taken a number of years to get to this point, and I've still got a number of years to go to get to where I want to get to. Now, a number of people have requested this chart in the last video where I talked about how I was going to potentially get it built to sell, which I am doing at the moment. It's costing me a few quid and taking me a bit longer than I thought, so bear with me a couple of weeks and we'll get that produced. It's about time then to cover the joke of the day. I don't know. No one has even said they like this. I don't know why I keep doing it, but let's do it anyway. So what is Michelle Obama's favorite vegetable? Broccoli, right? It just gets better, doesn't it? Okay, thanks for watching. If you haven't already signed up with Trading 2 and 2, there's a link in my bio where you can do exactly that. If you do use that link, you will get a free fractional share as a result of doing so. I will get a kickback as well in the interest of transparency. That is usually worth somewhere between £10 and £100. You can sell it straight away and you can use that cash to invest however you want. It will go into your invest account, so it doesn't count towards your ISA allowance limit. What I do is I sell it in the invest account and transfer it across. That's probably the best thing to do. And if you want to have a deeper snoop into my entire portfolio, here's a link to that video here where I go over all of my positions and all of the performance associated with it. I don't hide anything. There is a lot of red in there as well. I mean, overall, I'm in a pretty good place, but it is a completely transparent view of what a normal portfolio can look like. Right, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you've got any questions, please let me know.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and